Yes, I know that I wear this shirt every time I talk about something that's on Cartoon Network. But the real question you have to ask yourself is this: why do you give a fuck? Now, I bet you thought I forgot about my segment Readus Relives, didn't you, readers? Well, obviously that's not the case. There have just been a lot more things for me to talk about that can easily be put as the basis of a video for today's lesson. And this was almost a today's lesson. What is it I'm talking about, you ask? The fact that Samurai Jack will be given a brand new season in 2016 on Adult Swim's Toonami block, which definitely came as a surprise to me. So I figured I would spend this Readus Relives reminiscing on the first few episodes of Samurai Jack that I've ever watched. So let's start with the first 3 episodes, which in my opinion were very well strategically edited into an hour-and-a-half movie, at least on the premiere. Now, I caught this movie on the date that the show actually premiered, August 10th, 2001. I remember this vividly because it was a Friday, and I'll be lying if the teaser trailers and the regular trailers and the TV spots weren't making me hyped for this show. Now, at the time, because they were doing it this way, I didn't know what to expect from the show going on. Whereas I didn't get into it until I got a bit older because I could never find the fucking channel. Disney Channel kind of followed the same motif with Gargoyles. Take the first few episodes and compile them into a made-for-TV movie. So Samurai Jack was my very first experience with the concept. Unfortunately, I wasn't able to watch it in its entirety. Or in peace. And that was due to 2 reasons. The reason why I couldn't watch it in peace was because at the time, my mother felt like she had to supervise everything that I watched, especially things that I was hyped for, but she knew no knowledge of. She also wanted to make sure that things that I were interested in didn't go against certain moral teachings and had some roots in the Christian faith, I guess. Now, I say that because the way she reacted when Jack was about to smite Aku before he was sent to the past, when he said something similar to, "Nothing can defeat the might of righteousness," she was like, "Oh, okay, then you can totally watch this then." And the reason why I couldn't finish it in its entirety is because when this movie premiered, it was on a Friday. And at the time, the church that me and my mother attended had Friday night services, which were already horrible for me. Because I already had the mentality of like, we gotta do this on Friday too? Isn't Sunday enough? Jesus. No, I don't. I totally did that on purpose. Jesus. And then of course there were moments when she had her doubts that I was watching something quote unquote wholesome. Whenever future Aku would talk to one of the people that he ruled and be like, "But you must make statues in my honor to reverence me." And she would be like, "Nah, I don't know what you're watching, but I don't like this anymore." But of course, I did catch the rest of the movie later on when I found out that the show was actually pretty different than how normal cartoons on the Cartoon Network slot were formed. Usually thanks to a show like Dexter's Laboratory, Johnny Bravo, Powerpuff Girls, there would be 2 stories with every 30-minute long episode. A trait in shows that I grew up with on both Cartoon Network and Nickelodeon that at the time I considered to be the standard regarding cartoons. Samurai Jack was the first cartoon that I have seen produced by Cartoon Network Studios in which the entire 30-minute segment of that episode consisted of one solid story throughout the 30-minute segment. Of course, thanks to Adult Swim, that segment has been cut in half, to the point where originally, one episode was half an hour, or like 25 minutes, because you have to factor in commercials and shit. Now it's like 11-minute episodes. Shows like Adventure Time, a personal favorite of mine, Regular Show, and another personal favorite of mine, Steven Universe. Whether or not they're going to do the new season of Samurai Jack that way, or stick to how it was originally done, I don't know. I'm just gonna have to wait and see. But I can't tell you how much I enjoyed Samurai Jack, because it was the very first time that I had the conscious effort to research voice actors. And that's how I found out about Phil Lamar. And you can pretty much guess that as a young black kid, the idea of a black man voicing a Japanese samurai and actually sounding authentic was fucking mind-blowing. That show is the reason why I know who Phil LaMarr is. That show is the reason why I knew who he was just by voice alone whenever I would watch Mad TV reruns on Comedy Central back 5 years ago. That man is the reason why I grew up under the impression that Jon Stewart is the man. Not to say that he wasn't the man beforehand, but if you're one of those individuals who grew up in my generation with the Justice League series in the Bruce Timm-verse of the DC animated universe, then you know good and damn well that Jon Stewart is the man, even if you never read a Green Lantern comic a day in your life. But yeah, I just figured I would share my moments in which I was first introduced to Samurai Jack. And that's not to say I didn't enjoy the rest of the series either. I actually did. My favorite episode was the Jump Good episode, in which Jack learns from this group of individuals how to, for lack of better words, increase his hops in order to fight Aku. My second favorite episode was the one in which Jack befriends this woman who claims that Aku did her wrong, and they have to team up in order to find something that could beat him, only to find out that this was actually an aspect of Aku tricking him. Just for the fact that it helped flesh out Jack's character alone made it an awesome episode for me. But readers, your homework assignment for the day. Write in the comments section below your favorite episode of Samurai Jack. And if you have too many to choose from, that's perfectly fine. List all the ones that you enjoyed. But this is Readus 101. Class dismissed.